Hi and welcome again to the Talking Locks podcast. My name is Ade Balogun of Locitude and I am delighted to bring to you today's episode 5, where we will be discussing locking methods. As always, many thanks for your feedback and for listening. On feedback, I got some on how insightful the skin test for product consistency is for choosing products for your locks. If you haven't listened, I suggest you go back and listen to the entire previous 4 episodes in our mini series, as they are only just over 5 minutes long. I am now familiar with how fast 5 minutes goes by, so let's get right into matters of the day. Locking methods. There are 1,001 ways to lock your hair. Of course, I exaggerate, but there's more than one way, and some of them are actually a variation of the other. To organize my thoughts as usual, let's start with a list of locking methods. 1. The freeform method. 2. Comb curls and palm rolling. 3. Interlocking. 4. Crocheting. 5. Two-strand twist. And 6. Braiding. When choosing a locking method, there are a few things to consider, like your lifestyle, your hair texture, and ideology. It is best to sit with your loctician to decide what locking method will work best for you. And at Locitude, we offer free consultations, both virtually and in person, in our hair studio currently located in Lagos. Maybe we'll have more locations soon. Remember, as mentioned in an earlier podcast, your hair locks by itself, and this is most evident in freeform locks. The way to achieve this is simply by not combing your hair. This type of locks is quite common amongst the Rastafarians, people who adopt the reggae culture, hippies, and the white garment church is very popular in Nigeria. This locking method is obviously 100% natural and usually backed by some sort of ideology. However, I have met many a few software developers who have come into our hair studio looking to modify their freeform locks into traditional locks, and they achieve this by simply not combing their hair, however coincidental. I, for one, like the look of the freeform locks, and if you choose to have this, even without ideology, there's nothing stopping you. Just don't comb your hair. Number 2, comb curls and palm rolling method. The comb curls method is the process of twisting loose natural hair in a small barber's comb to get a defined curl pattern. It is often followed up with the palm rolling method, which is the process of rolling your locks between your palms. The rest of the locking process itself occurs very naturally, which is basically the process of not combing your hair. And this method is our favorite method at Locitude, as it is one of the ones that, if done properly, you get the fullest version of your locks. Number 3, the interlocking method. This process involves the use of a large hook to pass the tip of your hair through the roots of your hair in a way that it forms a knot. It is also advised that with each rotation of the large hook, you change the direction so you do not end up splitting the roots of your locks. This process is more instant when you compare it to the first two, which is the freeform and the comb curls or palm rolling method. Although, even though it is instant, you still see that the body of your lock still gets the even locks or more with time. I personally find that with the interlocking method, your locks end up being much thinner when they are compared to the palm rolling method. However, if you wanted really thin locks like sister locks, which is kind of only achieved by interlocking, because that way you have a stronger body of hair to work with. Now, number 4, the crochet method. This is basically using a crochet hook. Some of the hooks have been modified such that you have 2 or 3 pins on one head on a stub that allows you to tease loose hair back and forth into the body of a lock. It's basically like knitting, so you're repeatedly teasing the hair into a lock. This method is interesting, is relatively new, and it is becoming very popular as it is used to do lock extensions and to repair locks. I personally don't like it much because when you tease the hair, you tend to have some breakage. So even though you are like teasing it and it's getting into each other and the body of the lock is stronger, in my personal opinion, I feel like the integrity of your hair itself is much weaker. The crocheting method is also as well very instant, just like the interlocking when you compare it to the palm rolling and comb curls, because that doesn't lock as instantly. The other disadvantage I don't like about the crochet is that it can actually be very painful on the hands of the loctician who is doing it. Okay, so now very quickly I'm going to speak about number 5 and 6 in one, which is basically the 2-strand twist and the braid locks. So these methods are actually more methods used in starting locks, so you can't continue your locks once you've done this the first time, but I consider them methods because it's a method that you can use in starting your locks. So remember again when I said that your hair locks by itself. So if you start out your locks with a 2-strand twist or a braid and you don't take it out and you leave it alone, it would lock, and then you can continue the locking process by either interlocking, crocheting, palm rolling, and or free forming if you do please. So it's literally the 2-strand twist method and the braids method are a starting method for your locks. Whatever locking method you choose, you can still achieve beautiful locks, and more importantly, it should not be painful. I repeat, it should not be painful. If your scalp hurts when you're getting your hair done, it means that something is not done properly and you should check it. So there you have it. These are locking methods. I hope if you already have locks, you kind of know which one is working for you and why, and if you want to switch, you can also speak to your loctician about what the benefits of that would be. And at this point, I think it's time to wrap it up. Tomorrow we will be talking about something equally very exciting. I've not made up my mind yet, but thanks always for the feedback, and please do subscribe. I think we're now listed on the Apple podcast. The rest of it should come up very soon, and don't forget to follow us on social media platforms. We are at Locitude, LOCITUDE, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and don't forget to keep it locked with an attitude. Bye.